So now that we've gone through the first video and talked about what's going to be going on in the world, let's go ahead and kick up the speed a little bit. So we witnessed a few wars going on in the first video. Nothing too major happened except for Byzantium and their kind of control of power between these three nations. Just like in the previous series that we did with CIV and EU4, these three nations didn't like each other very much. We have, all the nations that kind of border each other from the very beginning. There's gonna be some rivalries that pop up. That's for sure. Let's actually look at opinion. So Egypt and Arabia don't like each other. Egypt's not liked by Arabia and Assyria. We'll probably see an alliance form out of that if they both can survive, because Assyria and Egypt are at war. Babylon kind of sticking to themselves. Persia sticking to themselves. Ooh, Babylon and the Ottomans are allied. Oh, no, they're not. They're very close to. They'll probably be very soon. Did these guys peace out? Yes, they did. Aha, okay, so nothing happened between the Assyrian-Egyptian war. Let's go ahead and progress further. What else do we have? Ooh, we have a wombo combo attack, a Dutch succession war already. Video 2, and we have a Dutch succession war. There is absolutely... I had no idea that this would happen. I had no idea. That's all I'm going to say. There's no way. What the heck? Okay, well, France has been doing very good with their colonization. You can't really count on France. France is going to be doing very well. Okay, so England just got pushed way back. They tried to make a landing. I'm sure England also has a very good navy within the North Sea and the Atlantic, but they don't have to worry really about the Byzantines too much right now. So here we go again. I might need to kind of slow it down briefly because this is actually kind of a big one. This is very interesting. So we have Sweden on their side. Not sure if Sweden is going to be able to contribute that much. Sweden has a small fleet here. They are about to leave the Baltic Sea and into the North Sea, but I don't think they really care. Uh-oh. England has won their first few battles, and bam. Is that the capital? No, it's not the capital. Where are you going? That was weird. Yeah, so, maybe some of the reason would be because England colonized on continental Europe. That was a very smart choice for them. There seems to be something really weird going on. Is it because of a fort system that they have to move around it? Ah, yes, they're moving around it. Okay, so they have to move around because the fort limits their movement. That's going to be interesting. So the AIs realize that they could just go into uncolonized territory, which they might have to fight some natives, but that's fine with Western technology, to move around this nation. Uh-oh. So we might see the... wait, did they peace out? No. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought they had peaced out for a second there. That was smart of them. That was smart of England to go and again, take on, fight again the Dutch while their army was still very low morale. So their two forts are located here off of Holland and Utrecht. So they're going to need to... If they do the same thing, I believe they could get to Holland, I think. Oh, but they're not interested in that. So we'll have to see what the Dutch AI decides to do. And we also need to see if Sweden is going to contribute anything. Sweden is here, but do they have any units? No units. They have 2 light ships, 8 galleys. So here we go. I'm sure Sweden, are you going to engage? They are. Sweden, what are you doing, dude? Sweden did not engage. Sweden did not help the Dutch with that navy. Oh, what happened? Now the war is over. Did they keep this? I'm not exactly sure what was going down. Maybe it was Sweden that had the... so they did keep it. So, I'm sorry. England, I guess, was trying to... I'm not sure if England was trying to take that away from the Netherlands, or if they were trying to control the Netherlands, or if they were trying to control Sweden. It all depends. Is under... Oh, okay. So, Sweden has the personal union over the Netherlands. I getcha. So, yes. So, England wanted to take away the Netherlands. Yeah, I had it right. I don't know why I thought I didn't. So if Sweden can hold on to this, then they're going to be in a very good spot. Oh, Sweden is already colonizing kind of modern-day Finland, a little bit far east for Finland, but I think, is this still Finnish territory? I'm not sure. But yeah, no, if Sweden can hold on to the Dutch, they're going to be doing really well, because it looks like the Dutch are going to continue to colonize modern-day Norway. So they could easily control, a good chunk of continental Europe, obviously, as well as all of Scandinavia. I'm sure Sweden and Denmark don't like each other. Of course they don't. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. England, that was a nice try by England. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't stick it out in the war. I thought they had a chance. I mean, who knows? But I'm going to increase the speed to speed 5. I hope there's nothing else that's going on. I hope there's no other personal unions that are happening. Well, actually, keep in mind that that's right, because of that happened actually a while ago. Personal unions will only be able to take place by the Europeans. It's by Catholic nations. Am I right? I believe Catholic. Only Catholic. Maybe I don't think Orthodox works. Because I remember back in the day, you used to have like personal unions with Eastern Asian nations, and it was crazy powerful. Not anymore. So let's keep that in mind. Ooh. Okay, so we have a Greek Byzantium war. It looks like the Greeks are doing pretty well for themselves so far. Byzantium might lose a lot of their power already. We'll see if the Ottomans join in. Is the truce over with Byzantium? Yeah, so the Ottomans could join in at any point if the Greeks do enough damage to Byzantium, and we could see Byzantium pushed way back. Way back. I'm going to keep it on speed 5 because I don't want to focus too much on these early wars. I'm going to keep them, unless it's a really big one, like that Succession War was pretty big, which I don't think we're going to see too much of, but we need to watch over Sweden now, because Sweden could be really, really powerful. Okay, so we have the Huns versus Byzantium. Now the Huns have decided to join in. But, the Huns do have an immediate border. They need to send over their troops. Did they? Yeah, they are. They're here. So I imagine, oh my gosh, that's funny, because we did focus for a few minutes on that first video, talking up Theodora, and bam, now the Ottomans have joined in. Oh man, that's not good. All right, so Theodora is not in a very good spot anymore. Dang, I really thought she would have had quite a bit of success. Who peaced out? The Huns peaced out? Why'd you peace out? Attila? You could have had a lot of success there. Well, maybe not. Maybe we won't. Okay, well, now the Greeks have control over Constantinople. That's a pretty big deal. And I imagine the Ottomans are just going to try to re-grab everything. Oh, bam. There it goes. Peace deal. The Greeks have grabbed a pretty good chunk of their territory, and I'm sure the Ottomans are just going to take back their cores. I don't think they're going to take back... I don't think there's no way they'd have enough to take Constantinople on. You know what? Actually, the Ottomans might not take anything, because Byzantium has 10,000 troops back here, and I have no idea where the Ottomans are at. Where'd the Ottomans go? Alright, so we have a Venetian-Roman war, and the Venetians are kicking Rome's butt at 37 war score. The Ottomans need to peace out because they have 30 war score, but I don't know where their army is. Oh, here it is. It's a 15 stack. So I guess they're somewhat safe. We'll look at this We'll look at this a little bit later. The Ottomans right now... Oh, the Ottomans are thinking they're going to have to go around, aren't they? They're thinking about it because they can't go through the strait. I'm sure the Ottomans don't have a big enough navy to cross the strait to use Constantinople. Ooh, that's bad. The Ottomans might have ruined their chances. So why is Venice winning this so badly? I know that Venice had a lot of success in the previous campaign because, the Venetian trade node, as well as this developments that the Venetians control under their empire currently in the very beginning, they have a lot of power. So they have a really, really big army and a pretty big navy as well. And it looks like they're going to be really successful against Rome so far. Yep, they are. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Rome is almost already dead. They won't be dead. I'm sure they're going to colonize. They're probably going to escape to Sardinia, Corsica, or Sicily. But, I mean, that's kind of their only option right now. They got to move to North Africa. We have Byzantium actually moving to Western Egypt. Anything else that's going on around the world? I know that, we're going to be focusing in on Europe in the very beginning, and please understand that is because that's where most of the action is going to take place, whereas the late game will be focusing in on some of these very powerful nations that take a long time to get up to that power, but they're going to be really, really strong by the end of the series. So India's colonizing to the north, probably not the best idea. China also doing the same thing. They both need to be colonizing to the south to get some of these very well-developed, high base tax provinces. Mongolia doesn't seem to be doing too much colonization. I think they're about the same size. Again, it takes time. Not everyone is going to be able to colonize from the very beginning because of development and stuff like that. The Inca seem to be doing good, moving up north as well. Brazil, a little bit. The Mayans and the Aztecs, I don't believe any wars have broken out between these two nations. I think maybe because the Aztecs are a little bit more developed. They've got 19 stack compared to a 16 stack the Mayans just have. But Mayans don't care. They're just going to colonize to the north, and they might just completely cut off Montezuma here. How's America? Obviously, you know, you always have to think about the Americans and Washington, as they are probably going to colonize the eastern coast of the USA. I don't think they're going to get much more than that, but they might have a lot of success. You know, these lands also could be highly valuable to a nation like this. And, you know, most of these nations aren't going to have to deal with the Europeans. It's going to be the same thing. They won't have to deal with the Europeans yet. Well, I shouldn't even say just the Europeans. I mean, they'll deal with Morocco. Morocco will be a big deal. Songhai, if they can get down the Ivory Coast and start to colonize this region, they might be a big deal. I don't think the Zulu will deal too much with Latin America. I like I said, I think they're going to be going after southern India, but we'll see about that. Okay, so we have England versus the Celts, as well as France. So the Celts and France are working together, just like Scotland and France work together in traditional EU4 games. We'll see how this goes. The Netherlands continuing to colonize Sweden. Yes, Sweden still has that personal union. That is so cool because we didn't see any sort of personal unions happen at all, I don't believe, we haven't really dealt with personal unions at all, for the most part, in our EU4 AI-only battles, which has been severely disappointing. I hate that. I love that in video 2, we already have a pretty big one. Sweden and the Netherlands are going to be big because Sweden is actually going to be, if they can win a few wars against Russia, they could be their own Russia. You know, normally Sweden, in their location in EU4, they don't typically do that well, depending on what they do with Denmark and Norway, because Scandinavia isn't a very valuable region. But if Sweden can get out of Scandinavia, go after these high manpower provinces, and maybe win a few wars against Catherine of Russia, then yeah, I could see Sweden having a really, really good time. Sweden might be in a really good spot. Obviously, you can't count out France. We have Spain here now colonizing southern France, which is interesting. Austria and Poland starting to kind of blob out. Boom. Yeah, the Byzantium ended up winning that war against the Ottomans. The Ottomans now only have a handful of provinces left. Are there any alliances? I guess the alliances don't matter too much right now. Yeah, they don't matter too much. 1472. All right. Things are already going down. Crazy things are already going down in Europe. So the English are after the Celts. They seem to be dealing with some pretender rebels at the same time, though, which is probably very, very bad for them because they can't focus on the Celtic-French War. Luckily for England, I believe they have a big enough navy right now to control the English Channel, so I don't believe France is going to be able to send over any troops. Well, so far they haven't been able to. And they won a few battles with the Celts, so there's only like a 5.9 stack. The Celts will, of course, colonize, I'm guessing. Oh, they already have. Never mind. I was just about to say that right now. They were, of course, going to colonize the Iceland, as well as Greenland, more than likely, depending on, yeah, definitely, because the Iroquois are going to be too focused in on kind of what's going on in mainland North America. They won't be worried about Iceland. So we will see. I can almost guarantee you the Celts will make it over towards kind of modern-day Canada and play a big role, I would say a pretty big role, in the Iroquois and American diplomacy and stuff like that. So that'll be kind of cool to watch for. All right, so there's a bunch of wars going on. We've got Spain versus Portugal in Iberia. We have the Huns versus Byzantium. So a second big coalition has broken out against Byzantium. I'm not sure if they're dealing with an actual coalition or if, you know, some AIs, some surrounding AI just feel like, you know, they are weak enough to attack. Who is that? So it's Egypt. I don't know how Egypt's going to get there. There's no way Egypt has the navy to make it up towards the Black Sea. And I don't believe Assyria would ever give Egypt's military access, so I can't see Egypt having too much success. Okay, so one of those wars have ended. I don't even remember which one it was. We'll probably check in later and see. But we have Spain and Portugal. Spain not doing very well against Portugal at all. They both have about the same size of troops, though. Portugal could end up dominating. Well, they're both going to go after each other's capital. I think they both almost have each other's capital. Isabella decided to peace out for... Hey, how'd that go away? So Portugal, it looks like Portugal grabbed it and then gave it back almost. Maybe they didn't want to deal with it. Yeah, the Huns are at negative 44 war score. I'm sure Egypt's going to be at that same spot because I don't think they're going to be able to get anything over there. I don't know why people are declaring war in Theodora. And let's just kind of look around and see if we can't find what else happened. The Zulu looking like they're starting to colonize. Indonesia as well. China going up and around Mongolia, I do believe. Japan grabbing Japanese mainland. There goes Polynesia. All right, good for them. So they've gotten onto Australian mainland. So they will be, I think there will be a Polynesian Australia and Polynesian New Zealand, as well as like a lot of the Indonesian region. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait for the Indonesian-Polynesian wars. Those are going to be fun to watch. Was it a New World War that broke out? Yeah, I don't exactly know. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know what broke out, but I don't think much changed in terms of borders. Oh, it was England piecing out the Celts, I think, that ended. I was like, there's 4 wars. I only saw 3. Yeah. Hey, Egypt's actually having success here for some reason. They've got 20 war score. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so I don't think England took away anything from the Celts. I don't believe. England will dominate more than likely these wars on the British Isles, as well as whenever they want to turn their sights on Ireland. I'm sure the English will really have a lot of success there. I don't know why. So does England or does Egypt have like some sort of blockade going on? Ooh, now Theodora is reaching into Hunnic lands north of the Black Sea. I don't think Egypt took anything away. Not entirely sure. Oh, they wanted this, I think. I think they wanted these lands. Or maybe they wanted an island. They could have wanted maybe Rhodes, perhaps, or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? Again, like I said, I'm going to be going at speed 5 in the very beginning, but, you know, we're going to be slowing down as we progress further through the campaign. I don't want to focus too heavily on the beginning part because I know people want me to get to the end, or not really to the end, but they want to get to the big wars and stuff like that. And these wars are only going to get so big. Egypt's going after Arabia now. And at this point, there's not really big differences in... Oh, bam. They grabbed a province to the north. There's not really too big of differences in terms of like their armies or their morale or what's going on underneath the surface that we can't see. Most nations have about the same army size, you know, same military technology. All this stuff's about the same because they all started off on a, for the most part, in Europe at least. I mean, if a European declared war on Eastern Asia, and if they could actually get over there, then they might have success. Venice now going after Greece with the Assyrians' help. Then we have Rome versus Greece. Rome really needs to try something here. And we have China versus Mongolia. All right, so we need to keep in mind Eastern Asia. This is a big one. This is actually way bigger than the Europeans fighting right now in the West, only because this could end up really dictating what goes on in this continent. And it could really, I don't know, I mean, it looks like the Chinese might have success, but maybe not too much success. The Koreans already control the Korean Peninsula, by the way, because... Also, the Koreans actually, I haven't talked about them enough. I guarantee you the Koreans are going to grab some of these very valuable lands. They might even cut off China entirely. If China keeps moving north, then they're going to be wasting their time. They're totally going to be wasting their time. Yeah, China's already got a 24 stack. Bam! They just took a huge chunk of Mongolia. But Mongolia will be still around, I think. We'll see how that goes. Let's see what happens with Venice. So we have still Rome. So Venice was attempting to go after Greece. They took over Crete, I believe. Oh, no, this is Corfu. I apologize. And Rome is here with a 16 stack. So maybe Rome could just pick up, you know, around Greek territory to kind of continue on with their campaign. Who knows? And the Greeks are moving south of Byzantium, too, with their colonization. With the Assyrians. Man, this is already becoming a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, because this has only been 2 videos, and it doesn't look like there's much going on, but when we actually zoom in and watch, it's like, whoa, all these things are going on. And this is a big... Oh, Sweden lost their personal union with the Netherlands. How did that happen? Oh, they probably broke away. But it looks like if we had that happen in the second video of the series, we'll probably see a lot more. I'm thinking, especially in Europe with all these nations. But, you know, right now it's very early. Everyone's on the same kind of level. It was probably easy for William to break away from Sweden. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.